Jouer, 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 ma fille. it take to get a op back? All my niggas outside, steak, bitch, we out back.
Boom, 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 boom. Salute, salute, salute to everybody. Salute, salute, salute everybody. James, salute. So with it, homie. Salute. Gabe, salute. Chef Finest Wine, salute. Best KYM, salute. Salute everybody. Salute, salute, salute. Appreciate y'all tuning in to the One Show tonight. I am the official urban therapist. And I'm kind of monitoring my live, y'all. I'm trying to make sure it's not lagging too much. Give me one moment. Well, we doing all right. We doing all right, I guess. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not lagging too much because yeah, my family, they in the living room watching TV right now. They're watching TV in 4K right now, so yeah. But I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight for this live show tonight. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Tonight, I do have a very interesting topic that I want to talk to y'all about tonight. Mark, salute, homie, salute. But I do have an interesting topic that I want to talk to y'all about tonight. This topic is very, very important, and I want the ladies to understand where I'm coming from. Okay. Room shaker, salute. Room shaker, how many times you gonna change your name? Room shake, you can change your name like about 10 times. Room shaker, formerly known as room shaker. What was that? Fear God, Hell Scepter. Now it's on Room Shaker Reloaded. Room Shaker changed her name like about 10 times already. And Room Shaker don't be thinking I be knowing. I be knowing. Because keep in mind, even though I'll be chilling at your house, and I do be keeping up with your content, just like I do with everybody else. So, but yeah. But anyway, y'all, tonight is going to be a interesting topic. I want to talk to y'all about, preferably ladies. Ladies, tonight, I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm going to talk about tonight, because I believe that this topic I'm going to talk about is going to give you a different perspective about how the way most modern day men normally think, but how the way they feel in regards to relationships, and also in regards to falling in love and being in love. All right, so I'm going to give y'all some information about truly how the way we feel about this topic that I'm going to present to y'all tonight. All right. Once again, I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. Go ahead and hit that like button while y'all coming into my house. Go ahead and share it out if you're able to while you're coming into my house. Let's get this show on the road. Let me start off by asking a simple question. All right. And I want y'all honest perspective about this question that I'm getting ready to ask y'all, okay? Do you believe that men are afraid of love? Put it into the chat right now. Do you believe that men are truly afraid of love? What do y'all think, fellas? Do y'all think y'all truly afraid of love? Being in love? And being in a honest relationship? But what do y'all think? Go ahead, drop it in the chat. Let me know. Yeah, my sister, she said yes. My bro Mark said nope. James said nope. My sister on rebuttal says some are. All right, so let me reveal this truth to y'all, okay? Let me reveal this truth. Most modern day men are indeed, in fact, afraid of being in love. And I'm talking about truly in love. I'm not talking about, just infatuation where we just like a woman and we just want to conquer her by, having sex with her and all that stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a man who truly, ooh, goodness. A man who truly finds that one woman, that diamond in the rough woman, right? That man is afraid to fall in love and to be in love. I guarantee that. I guarantee that he is. And ladies, I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm telling y'all. He said, heck, if Moneyboy Trey could find out in the shoe. I'm going to let him know you said that too. But men are truly afraid to fall in love. And I'm talking about the real, I'm talking about the real thing. I'm talking about that real, pure, unconditional love. The Bible calls it, not the Bible because it's not biblical, but Christian people call it agape love. And I'm gonna prove to y'all why. Let's examine this, okay? Most men, right? Let me put it to you this way. Most men who came up either in my generation or a generation prior, they have been taught, if their father have been around in their life, most of their father had taught them the concept about pursuing a woman. Taught them the concept about not only pursuing a woman, chasing after a woman, being a man, and doing all these different things to get the woman, this is known as being chivalrous, all right? Or another term for this is known as being a gentleman, all right? So we was taught how to do all these different things, right? But the thing that our forefathers didn't teach us is that our forefathers didn't teach us about true love. And I mean true, pure, unconditional love. Let me put it to you this way, fellas, so y'all can understand where I'm coming from, all right? And I used this analogy before. I'm going to use this analogy again, all right? All right, fellas, most of us are very familiar with ion cars, right? We're very familiar with it. Most of us, the reason why we're familiar with it is because ion fathers had taught us basic things about the car. Our father taught us how to change tires. Our fathers taught us how to check and examine the vehicle, whether the vehicle is a lemon or not. Our fathers taught us how to maintain the oil change, filter changes, to maintain the exterior and the interior maintenance of the vehicle. These different things, right? That our father taught us, this basic stuff to keep the vehicle going. All right. But what if something were to happen to your vehicle, right? What if something happened as far as like the say for example the alternator goes out, the transmission goes out, or even the engine goes out? I guarantee that most of our fathers have not taught us how to deal with that. All they told us to do in a passive aggressive way is to do what? Is to either take that thing to a dealership, last resort, or find you another car. Now, why am I using this analogy? The reason why I'm using this analogy is because this is the same exact way dealing with how the way our fathers taught us about women and taught us about relationships. They taught us the basics about relationships. They taught us that, hey, in order to get the woman that you want, you have to do these certain things for her. They had taught us this, right? But when it comes down to the pure essence of maintaining a relationship, right? The pure essence of being in love, right? They didn't teach us that. Guess what they did? You're on your own on that one, son. You just got to figure it out. You just got to figure this thing out on your own. Therefore, so when we enter into a relationship, right, into a pure relationship that you know that this woman loves you, and you know that this woman wants to give her all to you, she wants to surrender herself to you, she wants to be unsubmissive to you and everything, right? And you actually get a woman like that, guess what? You're not be feeling fearful about that because you don't know how to handle that. This is where the notion comes from, where you hear a lot of women say this. They say this, well, a man can't handle me. True enough, some of these women, these are these independent type of modern day women that say that, granted. But for the sake of this conversation, we're saying that the actual woman, right, who held her shit together, who want to love you with everything in her, right, who's more than willing to be submissive and everything to you, right, and when you get that woman, guess what you do? You become afraid of her. You become intimidated of her. Your pride and ego start kicking in to overdrive. And guess what you start doing? You start sabotaging that relationship. And the reason why you do that is because you personally feel like that you are not worthy of that woman. You feel like that you are not worthy of that woman. So you begin to sabotage the whole entire relationship. You go out and try to, just like what I said earlier about the car analogy, right? Instead of you dealing with the whole issue with the car, whether it's the engine or the alternator or the starter, whatever the case may be, right? The thing that your dad did to teach you how to do, right? Instead of you dealing with that thing and fixing it, right? Your father told you to do what? Go and find another. And guess what you do in your relationship? You go and find another. You go and find a replacement. Therefore, that is the reason why now we're dealing with these modern day women in their mentality right now. Because let's have an accountability moment, fellas. Let's have an accountability moment. The reason why the modern day women are doing what they're doing right now, they're not being that submissive anymore and nothing like that. Because let's be realistic about it. They're tired of our bullshit. Let's be real about it. Let's be real about it. They're tired of our bullshit. They tired of us treating them. They tired of us treating them like we could just replace them at any given time. Do y'all know how that feels when you in a relationship with someone and they got that mentality thinking that you at any given time you could be replaceable? And I know many of y'all have felt that way. You know want to know how I know? Many of y'all who are working at jobs right now. You work at these jobs, right? And your employer make you feel like that you're replaceable, that they could replace you at any given time. Say I'm lying about that. And it make you feel some type of way. It'll make you feel some type of way. It'll make you feel that you're not valued enough, that you're not appreciative enough, that you be putting in all this time, work, effort, and everything into this job, but you're not valued because this person see that you could be replaced at any given time. Likewise, in relationships, we be treating our women the same exact way, y'all. We treat them as we could replace them at any given time, at any given moment, because there's others out there. There are plenty of fish in the sea, right? There's someone that's always better out there, right? So we enter into this relationship afraid, fearful, get into this relationship, sabotage it, and guess what you do to that woman? You end up fucking this woman mind up. This woman's mind end up being totally messed up because from that point, you end up becoming narcissistic, you end up becoming controlling, all because you're afraid. All because you're afraid. And this woman had to go through this relationship and put up with this. Therefore, when she finally had the courage to exit out of the relationship, right? Her mind is already messed up. She need therapy and everything because of you. Because of you. So she exited out this relationship and she was doing everything possible to maintain the relationship and do what she had to do. She exited out the relationship. Now, what had happened is that you created an exact replica of you. If you look at from a spiritual perspective, you're not creating a generational curse. This woman then gather up all the energy, right? Because keep in mind too, y'all. Keep in mind. A woman's ability is to do what? Is to nurture. In other words, a woman's ability is for her to take whatever it is that she get, right, and take that thing and manifest that thing or birth it out. This is the whole process of why women go through labor, why women go through their pregnancy. They take what we give them, right? They take what we give them and they create. See, y'all ain't hearing me, man. They create what we give them. So if you are a messed up dude, you're a dude who's afraid, and you set up here sabotaging the relationship, sabotaging that woman, guess what you're doing? You're giving her something. And guess what she's going to do? She's going to end up creating something. Something's going to end up being manifested out of that. And next thing you know, when this woman exit out of that relationship, she have a totally different mentality. She have a totally different worldview. Therefore, this is one of the main reasons why The feminist movement is in existence right now. This is the reason why our modern day women have the mentality, how the way they think right now, because they're thinking no other than how the way we're thinking. They're doing no other what we're doing. But guess the reason why they're doing it? Because once again, they had took on everything. They took on your fear and everything. And guess why they're doing it? Out of fear. Since you was afraid, now they feel that this is the norm to be afraid. And so now they manifesting that thing, right? And now it becomes the immediate reality. And that's why we dealing with these modern day women doing what they doing. Doing what they doing with these men and stuff, right? And next thing you know, it'd be another group of men who come who have the same as that mentality, right? Where they see a woman, right? But only the difference is that these particular men, right, they may have somebody like either a father or a mentor or someone like that who helped them, who guided them to show them what to look for and show them how to handle being in love with a woman. And so they're ready for it, right? And let's say, you know, they end up dealing with this woman who's now toxic, right? Who's now messed up because of the previous guy. Because of the previous guy. And so now this other dude, he looked like, man, shoot. And now he's putting into all this effort to try to get her back. But it becomes hard because she's afraid. She don't want to get hurt again. She don't want to deal with a narcissistic fool again. And to top it off, let's say that she ended up having children by this dude, right? By this other dude. She ended up having children by this other dude, right? So now she's not only she's still dealing with this dude, but she's having her children by these dudes too. Or a child, however the case may be. And here's this new dude coming, right? And instead of him entering into the relationship, and he entered into the relationship wholeheartedly, and he entered into the relationship trying to love on her, right? Do everything right. Instead of him doing that and enjoying the relationship, guess what he's doing? That whole relationship ended up becoming work. You literally end up becoming a therapist to that woman. Instead of being her man, her protector, her provider, you her damn therapist now. That's what she see you as a therapist. The reason why I know is because I dealt with that in my past relationships. And I was wondering that too, y'all. I was wondering that. I was like, man, why is it that every single time I enter into a relationship, it seems like I'm literally fixing people instead of me just enjoy being in a relationship? And at first, I was thinking that was the social norm. It was normal for me to do that. But in reality, it wasn't. It wasn't my job to fix her. But I was thinking that, you know, since how the way I was brought up, being a man and how the way I was brought up and stuff, right? I was thinking that was my divine duty to fix her when it wasn't. That was not my responsibility to do that. Likewise, ladies, it's not your responsibility to fix that dude neither. It is not your responsibility to fix that dude because it's women out there that feel like maybe if I invest trying to fix him, or as I always say, right? As I always say, maybe if I manipulate him, right, I can manipulate him into the way that I want him to be. And so you start doing that, manipulating him. And it may work for a moment. And y'all done experienced this before, ladies, where you start quote unquote working on this dude, right? And you even tell your homegirls this too. Girl, I'm working on him. I'm working on him. And it may work for that moment. But when they enter into the point of him really want to be in a relationship, really want to be in love, guess what he's going to do? He's going to divest from you. And all that allegedly work that you was trying to do, or that manipulation that you was doing, guess what? You're going to end up being burnt out and hurt in the long run. Let me present something to y'all real quick, all right? Let me share something with y'all. I talked about this before, but I'm just going to really detail about this, all right? Let me present this real quick. What I'm sharing with y'all right now, this is known as philophobia, right? Some of y'all may know what philophobia is, but I'm going to explain it to you. If you've been watching my other shows and I kind of briefly talk about this, then you know where I'm going with this. But philophobia is this. In psychology, philophobia is this. It's the fear of love. Philophobia is the fear of love. It's the fear of love. It's the fear of falling in love. All that good old stuff. That's what philophobia is. And I believe that in a sense, a lot of us have experienced philophobia. A lot of us, especially men, we have experienced philophobia, where we fear either being in love or falling in love. That's why I believe that many of us, including men, we have a fear of being in love. And I'm talking about truly in love. I'm not talking about you just love the girl ass and you love her body and all this stuff. I'm not talking about that. That's lust. I'm talking about actually truly being in love with a person. I'm talking about truly being in love with a person, not because how the way they look to you, but you love their character. You love their soul. You love the energy that they bring to you every single day. It don't have nothing to do with just the works that they do for you, like they do certain things for you to make you feel good about yourself. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that you love this person so much that you love being in their presence every single day. You never get tired of them because you love being in their presence. When they're out of your presence, you miss them. But at the same time, you understand that y'all have to separate for a while to do various things, whether it's work or whatever the case may be, hanging out with friends or whatever the case may be. You understand that. But you also understand that once when it's all said and done, when y'all come back together, y'all could come back together and spend time with each other. You want to be in that person's presence. You know what I'm saying? All the time. You want to know everything about that person. You just want to share your whole entire being with that person. That's the type of love that I'm talking about. Whereas no rules to the love. The love is not bound by rules. But it's endless. Where however the dynamics of your relationship is. Because like I say, the reason why I say that is because I know some out there who is in either polyamorous or polygamous relationships. And I understand that. So it does depends on the dynamics of y'all relationship that y'all agree on. But at the end of the day, true, pure, unconditional love is limitless. It doesn't have no rules or anything to it. It's pure. It's free. That's what true love is, at least from my perspective. Let's say salute. But at least to my perspective, that's what it is. But once again, on philophobia, right? Let's kind of talk about this. Now, there are some topics I want to share with y'all. Let's. I want to talk about this. I'm talking about this first. Let's deal with this first. 7 reasons most people are afraid of love. All right, let's deal with this one. All right. Now, this is according to Psychology Today, all right? 7 reasons most people are afraid of love. What keeps us from finding and keeping love, say we won't, all right? There are a couple of key points here. People often harbor defenses that they think will protect them from getting hurt, but this can keep them from experiencing closeness with others. Then also another key point is intimacy can stir up feelings of hurt, anger, loss, or rejection, which is why many people avoid it. And another key point is fear of unequal relationship or the possibility of losing one partner can keep someone from taking the risk of falling in love. All right. Now, I'm going to skip this paragraph. I'm going to go to number 1. Now, number 1 says this. Real love make us feel vulnerable. Once again, real love make us feel vulnerable. Now, ladies and gentlemen, preferably the gentlemen, this is one of the reasons why I say that men are afraid to fall in love. Because when we truly fall in love, it creates a sense of vulnerability for us, right? What do you mean by that, Urban? We are also, when we are young, right, or boys, right, if we have a father around or any type of mentorship, men who's a mentor around us, right, they teach us as men to be what? Strong, courageous, fearless. That's what they teach us to do. They teach us to not be vulnerable because they say that vulnerability is a sign of weakness. Once again, vulnerability is a sign of weakness. So they teach us not to be vulnerable. But when you experience true, real, pure love, one of the first things that's going to happen is that your defenses is going to drop. You're going to, instead of you feeling strong and courageous or whatever, you're going to start feeling vulnerable and weak. Here's an example of this, y'all. Here's an example. Fellas, my homies, have it ever been a time where you had saw this woman, right? And you seen, first of all, you seen her, right? She probably like passed by you, or you probably know her either at work or wherever the case may be. You see her at a store or wherever the case may be, right? But it is something about her that captivate you to her, right? It's something about her energy that captivate you, right? And guess what you start having this feeling. You start having goosebumps. You start having what is known as butterflies in your stomach and stuff because you want to go and talk to her. Keep in mind, we're men. We meant to be strong and courageous. We meant to do all these different things, right? But when it comes to a woman where we have a certain type of energy or connection with, right, and we feel that, right, we become vulnerable. We forget everything that our fathers have taught us. And yes, ladies, our fathers have taught us how to talk to y'all. Everything our fathers had taught us. Our fathers taught us how to talk to y'all, for real talk. Our fathers taught us how to what is known as spit game to y'all. Where do you think we learned that from? And we go through a straight script. Man, I was so with it, bro. We go through a straight script over and over again, rehearsing until we get it right. Then when we have homeboys, we go practice it with our homeboys. Not press our lines with our homeboys. We go and do a field test with our homeboys. But it be that one woman, right? That one woman that you have a connection with, that you're connected with, right? And that one woman throw your whole entire game off. Where you be saying some crazy stuff. And you be trying to figure out, man, why in the hell did I say that? It's because your mind got all clouded. You got butterflies in your stomach and everything. You got butterflies in your stomach. You don't even know what to say and how to say it. Then the one woman, right? All she could do is laugh at you and stuff, right? Because she see that you're trying. She see that you're really trying your best to get to the point of, hey, I want to get to know you. Can I get your number or whatever the case may be? You know what I'm saying? Or in this modern day, right? They don't ask for phone numbers no more. No modern day. In the modern day, they say, "Hey, let me get your social media account. Let me get your IG or whatever," and I hit you up on IG. That's what they do in the modern day. But in our time, right, we had to walk up to the woman and ask for a phone number. Had to hold at least a 3-minute conversation with her. We had to hold at least a 3-minute conversation with that woman. Scared as hell. Especially if it's a woman that you're attracted to, that you just like, damn, man, man. She fine as hell, ooh. Let me tell y'all something, all right? Many of y'all know about Mrs. Urban, right? Because I talk to her about on my shows often, right? I talk about Mrs. Urban often on my own shows, right? Do y'all know that I said this in one of my shows before? Matter of fact, the live that I did when me and Mrs. Urban was on there, we was talking about our marriage and stuff, right? I had revealed to y'all, and I'm gonna reveal this again, right? Do y'all know that it took me over a year later for me to build up courage for me to talk to Mrs. Urban? Do y'all know that? It took me over a year later to build up courage to talk to Mrs. Urban, meaning that it was a whole year past before I even said anything to her, before I even split game to her. And y'all want to know why? It's because of that vulnerability, y'all. It's because she made me feel vulnerable. I couldn't feel strong. I felt my defenses was down. I felt butterflies in my stomach. I felt all these different type of emotions coming over me. And so, right, thinking that, man, what if I say the wrong thing to her, right? And she think I'm a scorer or these different things, right? I'm a scorer, I'm a simp, or all these other things. I'm saying the wrong thing, and she don't like me. What if I say these certain things so she don't like me anyway? What if this? What if that? And all of this was going on in my mind. So I was like, man, shoot. It was like the right time. So I just put it off and put it off and put it off and put it off. Next thing you know, a year passed. Whole year passed. It took me a whole year for me to finally build up courage to go and talk to Mrs. Urban. And the rest is history, all because of that vulnerability. And so the reason why I'm telling y'all this is because men do experience feeling vulnerable. We experience feeling vulnerable in the beginning, when we first initially talk to you. And we really, really feel vulnerable when we enter into the committed part of the relationship. Let alone, let's say that we are so into you or we're so in love with y'all, and next thing you know, we want to spend the rest of our life with you, which is marriage. That is another level of vulnerability that we feel. Because we be thinking in our mind that, man, what if she don't want to be with me? What if she just with me because she just want to spend time with me? That's it. But she don't want to be married. I don't want to look like a fool, right? Which I done seen this happen. Y'all seen on social media. They just showed this to y'all on social media, y'all. What men would say per literally propose to a woman, right? And she'll turn that dude down. Do y'all know that is like one of the worst fears that we could ever deal with? It's that experience of not only feeling vulnerable, but that experience of feeling rejected. Especially if we really, really care about you and we really, really love you and y'all reject us like that. The hell is wrong with y'all? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now the second part is it said this new love stirs up past her. And hey, this is true, y'all. This is absolutely true. New love does stir us up past hurts, y'all. If we deal with anything traumatic, right? Any type of traumatic experiences, right? That traumatic experience have a way of manifesting itself again into a way it's going to challenge you. Remember what I said earlier, ladies, where men we be feeling afraid to being in love, right? And guess what we do? We end up sabotaging it. Another reason why we do that is because of past traumatic experiences that we didn't deal with. Ladies, y'all need to understand this. Us men have been hurt by other women. Hold on, let me put myself on the camera so y'all. Once again, ladies, we as men have been hurt by other women. Let me say that one more time so y'all can fully understand what I'm saying. We as men have been hurt by other women. Remember when I was saying earlier about the vulnerability part, where we just finally decide to be vulnerable? And we decide to take a chance. We call it taking a chance on love. And we decide to take a chance on that. We decide to go ahead and invest into the relationship and everything. Right? Remember that? And next thing you know, we invest into a relationship. We put our blood, sweat, and tears into a relationship just for that one woman. They end up screwing us over. That woman either will say to us that we're not good enough, meaning that that woman will probably do things to try to emasculate us in any type of way. And there's different ways that women emasculate us. Women emasculate us dealing with finances. That's the very first thing. Because once again, women are hypergamous, by the way. Women are hypergamous. So the very first thing, how they do, they try to emasculate us, right? It's through our finances. If we're not producing a certain level of income that they feel that is sustainable for them and is sustainable for the lifestyle that they desire, guess what they're going to do? They're going to emasculate that man. And how the way they do that is that I think you need to go and take a second job. I think you need to pressure your supervisor, your manager to give you a promotion or a raise. Fellas, am I lying? I think you need to bring in some residual income. I think you need to be an entrepreneur as well as you working a 40-hour-a-week job. Because what we got going on here, it's not working with the lifestyle that I desire. I want the white picket fence, and you only gave me a apartment. I want the white picket fence, so you only gave me an apartment. I want to roll around in a Mercedes Benz, so you got me rolling around here in this Honda Civic. I want to live in a more wealthier neighborhood, and you got me living in the hood. So I think you need to do better, man, because it's your job to do better. So you end up emasculating that dude financially. You end up emasculating that dude sexually as well too. Oh, your dick smile. I'm just only in a relationship with you, because you're a good dude and stuff, right? But you're not stroking me good enough. They have the audacity to fantasize about either these celebrities or IG men, or even worse, end up fantasizing about dudes that you work with. Trevor, so with it. Or either one fantasize about dudes that you work with. Hence, what is known as your work husbands. Then they're becoming connected with your work husbands. Then have the audacity to have a conversation to your work husband about the dude who you're in a relationship with. Emasculate that dude. Tell them that this dude is not stroking you right in bed. He's not pleasing you sexually. And your quote unquote work husband like, for real? Well, shit, I could do that. You're like, oh, for real? Girl. So what time or appointment you want me to set you up for? Which this goes to the third thing. Is where you end up cheating on that dude. Cheating on that dude. There are several ways how you could cheat on people, by the way. You could cheat on somebody physically, mentally, and spiritually. So again, you cheat on somebody physically, mentally, and spiritually. Why I'm bringing up this thing about cheating, right? Let me give y'all the whole notion about what cheating is, all right? So y'all can understand what it is. Cheating is this. Cheating is a breach of a contract or agreement that y'all agreed upon in that relationship. That's basically what cheating is. It's a breach of that contract or agreement in that relationship. So through initial part or even through the whole process of the relationship, right? If both of y'all made a verbal agreement, right? Some people even write it down. Or there is a physical agreement as well too. Well, there is a paper agreement as well too. Sorry about that, which is known as a license. A marriage license. That's basically what a marriage license is. It's a contract agreement. And so when you get married, right, you would either stand before either a officiant, right? And the officiant could either be a pastor, minister. The officiant could be a judge. And right at that moment, right, that is when y'all were entering into a contract agreement. That is when y'all enter into a contract agreement. This is the reason why the officiant gives you a option about what is known as vows. They give you options to either write your own vows, meaning that when you write your own vows, you are writing your contract about the relationship. That is what you're doing. If you don't want to write your vows, right, what are you doing is that you're using a standard traditional contract that they already have made up for you. And all you got to do is quote it. But you're entering into a verbal agreement that you you seal it, or you seal it two ways. You seal it two ways. The first way is through the marriage contract and stuff, right? You write after y'all say what y'all say, y'all sign your name on it, and that contract been sealed. Wherever y'all stated in your vows, that is the contract. That is the agreement. The second way how you seal it is what is known as consummate, meaning that you end up connected together physically or sexually. But I'm telling y'all this is because that's what cheating is. Cheating is a breach of that contract that you vowed. Wherever the agreement is in your relationship, wherever it is. And the reason why I keep re-emphasizing say wherever it is, because people contracts is different from everybody else. I want y'all to understand that everybody contract is different. It is not the same. Some people contracts is different from others. Like say for example, if a person in a monogamous relationship contract is going to be different from a person who's in a polyamorous or a polygamous relationship. Theirs is going to be different. Or it could be the same. But it's an agreement. But once when you breach that contract, you breach that agreement, that is known as cheating. That is what cheating is. So a part of your contract say that you're not going to talk to no other dude or no other woman throughout the duration of your relationship. That is part of your contract agreement that you're not going to do that. So work husbands and work wives is prohibited in your contract. And guess what? You end up getting you on one work husband or work wife. Guess what you end up doing? You end up breaching that contract. You're not breaching that contract, y'all. Therefore, you just cheated. Women have a way of mentally checking out. So I'm lying about this, ladies. Y'all have a way of mentally checking out. Where y'all check out in a way where y'all no longer quote unquote in love with that dude if you was in love with that dude to begin with in the first place. Mentally or even emotionally. It's the same thing. Mentally, emotionally, check out. Y'all do that. But guess what? That is cheating. That is a form of cheating. That is a form of cheating. Or, to be honest with you, that is cheating because it's breaching your contract. You just breach your contract. So these are the things that men have that men fear about by being in love. And it puts a man in this vulnerability state. This man is surrendering himself to y'all, right? In such a way that now he's not only relying on himself to be the protector, right? But he's also relying on you as well to be the protector now. Remember what I said earlier. About us men, we give women and y'all want to take that thing and manifest it into the immediate reality of what it is. So when we impregnate y'all manifest that thing and it becomes the immediate reality, which the end result is a child. Same thing in the relationship. We're literally giving you strength. We become vulnerable. It's almost as though it's this we're holding the shield, right? We're the shield, right? We're the protector in the shield. Instead of us always so used to holding the shield, we trust you to hold the shield now. Like, here you go, you hold it. And we trust you to do the right thing with the shield. And now we're vulnerable. And so what end up happening is that sometimes these women, right, they'll take that very thing that we give them, right, and we don't become protected anymore. They use it for wherever manipulative purpose that they use it for. And now, not only we are not protected, now we're feeling insecure in everything. We're feeling stupid, everything, because we gave it to you. Ms. Banks, salute. But we gave it to you. So yeah, we that's the reason why we fear of being in love. At least one of the reasons why. But yeah, that new love stirs up past hurts for real. Now, this on third thing say this, y'all. Love challenges an old identity, which this is also true as well too. Love challenges an old identity. Now, once again, now when I was giving y'all the analogy again about us men and our fathers teaching us about cars and stuff, right? And we just know a certain way about cars, but we don't know about the deep things about cars, right? What tends to happen is that one or two things have to happen. Either we have to learn how to deal with it, or evolve ourselves to deal with it, or we run away from it. So within love, we become fearful of that because we know that it comes to a point of us taking accountability for our personal actions or certain behaviors that we have prior learned. And when we taking accountability, that means that we have to evolve ourselves. We have to become better. And let's be real, fellas. Let's be real. Let's be real, men. Some of us, we don't want to change who we are. We feel that we're good where we at right now. We feel we don't need to change. We feel that we just cool being stuck in our ways. Therefore, end up challenging us, right? And therefore we end up becoming fearful of that. And guess what we do? We end up leaving. We'll leave that woman. Now, with real joy comes real pain, and this is a big one as well too. And I was expressing this earlier. This is a big one as well too. Now, men, as strong as we are, right? As strong as we do not like pain. Period. We may be built to take certain levels of pain, but we hate pain. We hate it. Ladies, this is the reason why many y'all ladies, y'all actually asked this question, right? Let me put myself back on camera again. Hold up. But this is some okay, ladies, you know whenever a man gets sick, right? A man getting sick, right? This dude reverting back to his child mode where he acting like a little old kid. Oh, help me. Oh. Because that deals with the vulnerability that I was talking about earlier. And plus, we don't handle pain very well. We really don't. But once again, keep in mind, there are certain levels of pain that we could deal with. Absolutely, we can. And we was built for it. But when it comes down to it, right? When it comes down to it, we do not like pain. Instead of us dealing with pain, we will do our best to steer away from it. We'll go around it. We'll go to the side of it. We go up and down. We do whatever it takes. So we won't have to deal with that. We would think logically the best course of action for us not to deal with pain. And so that's what we do. I ain't dealing with that. But here's something interesting in men. Here's something interesting about this same thing, talking about pain. Even though, understand what I'm saying, even though we are built for, even though we're built for a certain level of pain, right? Even though if we're built for a certain level of pain, guess who is built to endure pain? Say that again, y'all. Just in case y'all missed it. Just in case you missed it. Even though us as men were built for a certain level of pain, guess who could endure pain? Guess who's built to endure it? The woman. The average amount of, let's say on the average, right? On the average amount of pain that a man would deal with is very minimal. You know what I'm saying? It's not that serious unless we just do some extremely stupid stuff like break an arm or break a leg. But even when we break an arm or break a leg or whatever thing, just doing dumb stuff that we do, right? Eventually it end up on healing up and we're back as good as new. But however, fellas, just imagine, right? Just imagine you have that pain, but that pain stays with you for 9 months. Just imagine that. Just imagine that pain stay with you for 9 whole months. 9 whole months of pain. 9 whole months of enduring. 9 whole months of physically and mentally change. Where this pain literally changes you mentally and physically. That is what the women go through. 9 months. That is what they go through. For 9 whole months. For 9 whole months, y'all. Just think about that. Don't y'all understand how powerful that is? Because once again, we built to handle a certain level of pain, but we're not built to handle it for 9 months. No, we're not. But the woman is. The woman is. And then to top it off, y'all, after that woman give birth and do her things, the woman still go through some level of pain even after that. Some women go through what is known as postmortem, still dealing with mental pain. They dealing with feeling inadequate, dealing with whether or not that same man who was with them still loved them for them, because now due to the whole 9 month process, their body have physically alter itself to where they not looking fine as a Coke bottle no more, and they gain weight. So they feeling some type of way. But the only thing that we deal with is only short term. And sometimes that same type of pain too, y'all, the same type of pain that women deal with, sometimes it don't go away. Even after labor, it would not go away. So that woman is built to endure pain. Now, number 5 is this, y'all. Number 5, it says, love is often unequaled, all right? Love is often unequal. Now I'm gonna read the actual paragraph about this because I know that some of y'all gonna have something to say about this, especially if you're religious. Because I know the first thing that comes to your mind is talking about don't be unequally yoked and all the good stuff for equal yoke, wherever that thing talking about, right? But I'm gonna read this thing. Okay, it says this. Many people I talk to have expressed hesitation over getting involved with someone because the person likes them too much. They worry that if they got involved with this person, their own feelings wouldn't evolve, which I was saying earlier, right? And the other person will wind up getting hurt or feeling rejected, which I talked about earlier. The truth is that love is often imbalanced, with one person feeling more or less from moment to moment, which I was talking about earlier about pain. Our feelings towards someone or an ever-changing force. In a matter of seconds, we can feel anger, irritation, or even hate for a person we love. Worrying over how we feel keep us from seeing where our feelings will naturally go. It's better to be open to how our feelings develop over time, allowing worry or guilt over how we may or may not feel keep us from getting to know someone who is expressing interest in us and may prevent us from forming a relationship that could really make us happy. Now, y'all understand what this paragraph is saying? About saying that love is often unequal, meaning that it be one moment where you're feeling happy, your partner feeling sad, your partner feeling sad, you're feeling happy, you're mad, he's glad, you're horny, he's not. I'm just saying, all these different type of emotions, right? But the whole point of this paragraph is letting us know that even though love is unequal, that's what makes it balanced. It is a reason why that men and women are different. It's a reason for that. Because we are two totally different beings who are linking up together to share a experience with each other, which is known as love in relationships. That's where we are. And so we have different feelings, we have different emotions, we interpret things differently. I often say that men are analytical and logical, while women tend to be emotional. But even though these things exist in our differences, when we come together and love and real true love, that's what makes the relationship work well. That's what makes the relationship strong. It is impossible for us to be the same. I guarantee that if we were exactly the same, I guarantee that not only that man would check out, but I guarantee that that woman would check out the relationship so fast because it's like she's dating herself or it's like he dating himself. And it ain't like you don't love yourself. I mean, you love yourself, but you're not trying to have an exact replica of yourself in a relationship. You want to have a different experience. You want to learn from each other. That's the whole point of it, right? Sharing a experience with each other throughout the duration of the relationship, however long the relationship lasts. That's the whole point of it. That is the whole point of it, y'all. Now, on this right here, this is also important to y'all. It says a relationship can break your connection to your family. Now, let me let me get on camera and tell y'all about this. Oh goodness. Let me tell y'all something about this, all right? Sorry about my dog barking in the back. But let me tell y'all something about this, okay? From my perspective, right? From my perspective, I believe that the outside family, which is the father, the mother, the brother, the sisters, the cousins, and all the stuff there, even friends, right? I believe, I believe that they shouldn't know nothing that's going on in your relationship, period. Nor you should be telling them about whatever the hell is going on in your relationship, period. Say that again. Your family shouldn't know nothing that's going on in your relationship, period. Period. Because when you do that, right, when you cross that threshold and allow your family to be in your relationship, guess what they do? And it happens every single time. They feel like that they're obligated to dictate and control your relationship. And guess what they normally do? They normally give you different advice or scenarios based on the dynamics of their relationships. Like, say, for example, mom and dad is divorced. They're gonna show you their perspective about them being divorced instead of you giving you real concrete feelings of how to deal with your relationship. And on top of that, right, they always going to favor their child. They're not going to favor truth. They always going to favor their child. Hey, y'all ever heard of the term? I know y'all heard of the term, right? Blood is thicker than water, right? I know y'all heard that, right? I know y'all heard that, right? Blood is thicker than water. What this term means is this: is that no matter who's at fault, who's going on, I'm always going to stick to the side of my child or my cousin or my kinfolk or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's basically what it's talking about. We gonna stick together no matter what. I don't care if she did do a chair and hit you side of the head and bust your head wide open. I don't care. Obviously, she had a good reason of doing it. Instead of telling her like, "Nah, you wrong for that," or you just sit up here to slap this woman, right? Bro, I know it was a good reason for you slapping that woman. So no matter what, I'm gonna stick to your side about it. So don't worry about it. Instead of telling that dude, bro, you need help. Why the hell would you hit her? Bro, you narcissistic as hell. Instead of being real about it. Blood is thicker than water. And that's what tends to happen, that they always favor their child or favor their brother or their sister or their cousins or whatever the case may be. They're always going to favor that. This is also the reason why, and I'm put y'all on game with this too. This is also, hey, y'all noticed this too, me and y'all who been in relationships, right? Hey, y'all also noticed this too, right? Where when y'all finally check out of the relationship, right? Guess what the first thing they say to you? Guess what they say to you? I knew that nigga was fucked up. I told you about him. That's what they say. Girl, I seen signs. Bruh. Bruh. Man, yeah, she being like that, fam. I seen her peeping this other dude. This is what they do. They'll tell you after the fact when you all broke up and things, telling you all this stuff. Then you be looking at them crazy like. Then the first thing on your mind, you're already mad at them for, you broke up, you're already mad, right? Already upset. I already upset. Then be like, you know what? Y'all was right. But you didn't question that when you was in a relationship. They didn't question that. Some people, like, if you let them be in your business, some people literally tell you that why you in your relationship. And they'll literally sabotage your relationship, your family, for different reasons. Sometimes your family will sabotage your relationship because deep down inside, they actually like your man or like your woman. Let's be real about it. Let's be real about it tonight. They'll sabotage your relationship because they, in reality, they like your man or like your woman. And they're jealous. Because in their immediate reality, they don't have what you have. Or they want what you want. That's why the family could break up that connection that you have. That's why I say in your relationships, the only people who should know about your relationship is you and the person who you're in a relationship, your partner. There's only people who should know about your relationship, period. Hell, not even your children should know what's going on in your relationship. I'm gonna be real about it. Not even your children should know what's going on in your relationship. Do y'all know that whenever me and Mrs. Urban, whenever we do have a disagreement, right? Do y'all know that whenever we do have a disagreement, we do our very best to keep our disagreement to ourselves? We do our very best to keep our disagreements between us. We don't allow the children to see us, going in at each other. There be some moments where we need an immediate response or reaction due to what the disagreement is about. But in that moment, we had to practice with each other, right? How to communicate effectively. Let me say that again. We had to practice with each other, right, to learn how to effectively communicate, right? Sweet reader, salute. We had to practice with each other, right, to learn how to effectively communicate in front of our children in a way where it don't appear that it's super negative towards them, because we don't want to give them an image that this is how the way you should handle yourself or conduct yourself in this negative manner, but conduct yourself in this positive manner where we're both using effective communication to deal with whatever type the immediate discrepancy is happening in that moment in the relationship. But the key word once again is that we had to practice that. And the reason why I keep re-emphasizing that is because a lot of us, we don't practice that. We don't practice. We don't train ourselves to communicate effectively towards each other. We don't practice having effective communication towards each other. We just say whatever the hell it is on our mind and expect for that person to accept that bullshit. If you don't accept it, you don't love me. No, what you said was messed up and toxic. Why would I want to accept that? That is not love. That's you being disrespectful. That's you being disrespectful. So yeah, you got to learn how to have effective communication for real. A lot of stuff that's not happening in your relationship, it can be easily resolved through effective communication. It really can. It can be easily resolved through effective communication, even if y'all don't agree at all. The end result, if you don't agree with it, or you just agreeing to disagree with it, but the whole point of the exercise is that you effectively communicate. When you effectively communicate, that means that both of y'all understand exactly where each other is coming from. You're listening to understand attentively what the person is talking about and how the way they feeling instead of trying to defend yourself. Instead, you're trying to prove yourself right. Trying to prove it right. I'm just saying. And be honest with y'all, and I know this live ain't talking about the YouTube streets, but I'm saying the YouTube streets. A lot of stuff that's happening, even in the YouTube streets, like with content creators and stuff. The reason why this crap is happening because we lack effective communication. That's where it boils down to. Lack effective communication. They say whatever the hell we want to say. Because you feel like it's your First Amendment right to say whatever the hell it is in your mind. And what's the weird part about it is that when you do things like that, right, it takes away of accountability. It's like you use that First Amendment right to take away accountability for your words that you say or justify it through the First Amendment. My First Amendment said I have freedom of speech. Okay. That's what's up. But at the same time, you miserable as hell because of what you done said. Because it's creating all this negative energy that's stressing you the hell out. And you're trying to figure out the why. Like, damn, why I'm not never at peace, man? Why I'm not at peace? Why I'm not at peace? Because you don't know how to talk to people. That's why you're not at peace. Because you don't know how to talk to people. You always be talking to defend yourself. Instead of listening to understand and to accept. There's another thing too, is that listening to not only understand but to accept. You have to accept what that person is saying. If this person is feeling this type of way, you have to accept that because that's part of taking accountability is that you're accepting that. If like say for example, if Mrs. Urban have any type of discrepancy about me, right, and she's expressing it in a way, and I'm listening attentively about it, and I'm asking questions about it, and everything, right, I have to accept that this is how the way she feel. I have to accept that. And accept that it creates a form of vulnerability, right? But also at the same time, it creates a form of maturity as well, too. It creates a form of maturity for you, too. Because now you're understanding where this person is coming from and you're accepting it. Like, okay, this is their immediate reality and I accept what they're talking about. Even if it's something that they're saying things that could come out in a negative way towards me. I accept that because this is how the way they feel. This is their reality. So I'm not going to take that away from them. I'm not going to do that. Because at that point, it is up to them to deal with that. It is not for you to deal with how the way they feel. It's up for them to deal with that because they didn't tell you about it. So now it's up to them to figure this thing out and deal with it. And it's unfair. Right after they say what they say about you, it is unfair for them to place the responsibility on you to fix them. Because you cannot fix them. You cannot fix them or change how the way they feel. Because when you do things like that, basically what you're doing, you're manipulating them. That's basically what you're doing. It's basically what you're doing. I mean, real talk. It is up for them to once when they say it's up to them to figure that out. Figure out a way where they could get themselves out of that state of being or that state of mindset where they at. But it's up for you to accept it and you just do your part. It's up for you to do your part. And that's it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm just saying, y'all. And I've been seeing y'all questions and stuff too. And I'm sorry I'm not addressing them, but y'all know how I am. Y'all know when Urban is cooking tonight, I don't be addressing no questions. I just get in it. Y'all know how I am. When I be cooking, I be focused. But I see y'all questions. I see it. And a lot of questions has been answered. You know what I'm saying? I see that people are answering questions. I see Lachey, you asking questions. I think Ms. Banks was asking questions as well too. Then people is addressing the questions. And the reason why I'm not addressing them is because, like I said, I'm cooking right now. Matter of fact, I'm on fire now. Shoot, hold on. Let me change my image now. See, I was smoking, but now I'm on fire. Hold on. Let me change my image real quick. Let y'all know Urban on fire now. I'm flaming. I'm on fire now. Urban on fire. Urban's on fire now. But like I say, I hope that the things that I'm sharing with y'all tonight on this show tonight, that I'm just giving y'all a different perspective. That I'm getting allowing women to understand why do men fear being in love. And the things that I'm sharing with y'all, I'm just giving y'all the reasons why we as men fear being in love. These are the reasons why. But now the accountability and the solution part to all this is that first of all with the men, right? With the men, the accountability and the solution part is that we have to once again we have to enter into this state of not being afraid to be in love or falling in love. A lot of this, like I stated earlier, from us men, it comes from our upbringing. Comes from our upbringing. However way we've been taught and trained to deal with these type of experiences. So the accountability part is that I put y'all this way. When I was in the process of redefining myself, finding out who I really am, and going through the process of correcting and rectifying different things that I learned through my upbringing and stuff, I discovered that a lot of things that happened to me, right, it was due to my upbringing. It was due to how the way I was taught, and it was due to the things that I was mimicking. I was mimicking the behavior of some of my parents. I was mimicking the behavior of my friends. I was mimicking the behaviors of social norms. I was doing all these different type of things, right? And so when I started redefining myself, rediscovering who I am, right? When I started rediscovering who I am, all that changed. All of it changed. All of it. So now this is who I am right now. And so that's why I'm recommending as well too as us being men, especially you're at a critical age right now. Most of y'all who are tuning in, listening to me right now, some of y'all are in your 30s, you probably in your early 40s. Some of y'all may be in your mid 40s. My average viewers, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about men. You have to come to a point where you have to want to redefine yourself. You have to rediscover who you are. Everything that you learned previously, it's time for you to put that to the side and set your own foundation, set your own destiny, because the things in the past, that was what was currently determining who you are. That was what you was following. But I believe it's time for you to put that stuff away. Just like the Bible say that when you become a man, you have to put away childish things. When I was a child, I walked as a child, I talked as a child, I understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. In this sense, that's what I'm talking about. Them childish things is all the stuff that you mimic when you was younger. To put away them childish things and to redefine yourself, repurpose yourself. Figure out who you are exactly. That's why I had to re-examine myself. I had to re-examine myself and ask the true, honest question. Who am I? Why was I thinking the way I was thinking? Why do I do the things that I do? Why do I perceive things the way how I perceive them? I have to critically ask myself these questions of the why. And it took me time. I ain't gonna lie. It took me time to really get the answer that I needed. But once when I did, I immediately started taking accountability and start changing. Start taking accountability and start evolving to the man that I am right now. And that's why I'm saying to you, fellas, men, my brothers, is that it takes that moment of time where you have to re-examine yourself. You have to figure out who you are, not based on what society tells you who you are, not based on what your parents try to make you be, or your friends or your peers, whoever the case may be. You have to answer that question of who you are and redefine yourself. Because it is impossible, fellas, it is impossible for a woman to truly submit to you, because I know this thing going on now about submission and stuff, right? It is impossible for a woman to truly submit to you if you don't even know who the hell you are. All it's going to do is create chaos because you don't even know who you are. So in order for that woman to fully submit to you, how the way she's destined to be in your life, you have to redefine yourself. You have to figure out who you are. You have to, just like this will make this other one, I don't mean to bring the Bible to y'all, but this will make this other Bible scripture true, right? Where we'll say after you put away your childish things and stuff, right, you end up redefine yourself. I'm lost to y'all. Fuck. I lost. I had it right there. I lost. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. Y'all see the fire that went out right when I forgot. It'll come back. But that's what I'm saying though, y'all, that in order for that woman to truly submit to you, you have to. Oh, that's why I say you have to submit to yourself. I found it now. You have to submit to yourself. Now, the Bible says that you have to submit to God, right? The Bible says that you have to submit to God and the church. But we know, well, at least you should know, is that when it's talking about in the form of a God, it means basically to submit to yourself because you're technically are a God. So you're technically submitting to yourself. That's basically what it's talking about. Because some of us, we're walking around, we don't even know who we are. We don't even know if we're gods or not. We're not even in our divinity and our true nature of who we are. I'm just saying. And so when that happens, right, then that's when that woman will be able to fully submit to you, because that woman going to see you for the first time. That woman going to truly see who you are. That woman ain't going to see you because of what you could bring to the table. She's going to see you for truly who you are. She's not going to worry about what you could bring to the table. She's not going to be worrying about your money or anything like that. She is going to truly see you for you. And that's what's going to attract her. That's what's going to captivate her to you. And it's going to be the right woman, not some little hood rat hoe in the street that every nigga done smash. And it's just your turn. She's going to see you, that real woman. And you're going to see her. So yeah, so I hope that this live tonight does give y'all once again give y'all a different perspective about this, especially on ladies, where you understand the reason and why men are afraid to be in love. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Throughout my upbringing and throughout the stuff that I've been through, right? Oh, and this one last thing too, and I just thought about it since I'm talking about myself. The last thing, the reason why men fear being in love is because we feel like that we're not worthy of it. And the reason why I say this is because that's how I was feeling at one point in time. I was feeling that I wasn't worthy of love. I wasn't worthy of it. I wasn't deserving of it. Once again, I felt that I wasn't worthy of love. I didn't deserve it due to decisions that I had made in prior relationships. And these decisions I made, it wasn't no horrific thing that I did. It was just I just chose bad women. I just didn't choose the right women. When that's where it boils down to, and I made that choice. The women that I with, they wasn't horrible or anything like that. It just that they wasn't for me. That wasn't the right woman for me. That's where it boils down to. And so by me making them choices that I made, I felt that I was worthy of it because I kept making mistakes over and over again. And I felt I was worthy of it. I felt I was worthy of having Mrs. Urban. But to come to find out that I was. And that's the last reason why men are afraid to fall in love. Because some men, we feel like we ain't worthy. We feel like, even in our life, some of us men, we been such a hoe throughout, we been such a hoe throughout our whole entire life. We feel like we done damaged these women so much so that we're not worthy of even having that because of what we done did. And that's why a lot of men feel the way that they feel. So yeah, I'm just sharing this live with y'all tonight so y'all can get an understanding of the why it is. The best thing, ladies, that y'all can do is to not worry about um, why men are afraid to fall in love with you or be in love. Don't worry about that. That is our cross that we're. That is our cross. That is our burden that we're bearing. Yeah. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. But however, you only focus on you. You focus on being that woman that one day we'll cross paths with, and that woman one day will be the woman that we're destined to be with, that we're destined to share that true experience of being in love, where we could be vulnerable, where we could enjoy loving you. where you're fully submissive to us. You just worry about getting yourself together, getting you together. And I guarantee that the one men will be focused on getting ourselves together where we won't be afraid of being in love, because that's what I did. But it takes for someone like me out here to share with y'all. And not only I'm sharing it with y'all, but I'm sharing it with my fellas too, because I know a lot of things that I said, a lot of the one fellas, so a lot of men, they can relate to what I'm talking about. Deep down, they can relate to what I was saying. And it held them thinking about it, for real. And I'm just letting y'all know, fellas, that it's gonna be okay out here in these streets. It's gonna be all right. Work on getting yourself together. Work on redefining yourself. Work on proving the social norm wrong instead of proving it right. Work on yourself. That's all we could do. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Like always, y'all continue to fight fate with faith, y'all.
I don't care how long it take to get an op back. All my niggas outside, steak, bitch, we out back.